All right, happy week 8, everybody. Can't believe we're done with this class. It's been a lot of fun. It's interesting to me learning about all the different literature and where it came from, and yeah, it's definitely, opened my eyes to there's a lot different literature than what I'm used to. So it's been really fun. It's been fun hearing everybody else's take on everything and what they liked and didn't like, and I think we kind of all have the same feelings on a lot of stuff. So anyway, I'm going to get into this. The lecture videos argue that Moby Dick should be read as world literature more than American literature. Do you agree? Why or why not? I agree, and the way I kind of looked at it too was just Moby Dick's such a well-known story, and there were so many film adaptations and obviously plays and art and everything else that went with it, that it reached more to kind of the world. And I think too, globally it was received. It seemed like it was received well, and obviously the author being Herman Melville, being written as an American author, but I think there's always room for American authors to be part of world literature. So I think this is a good example of that. And one of the things too that I kind of, just after thinking about it and kind of going through it, was the crew was a wide group of people. I mean, from different cultures. I mean, obviously, you had Captain Abbott, and then all his mates. But some of the mates, even there was one from the South Seas. His name was something, I can't remember. And then obviously you had the Native American, which we found was from Martha's Vineyard. I had to do a little research on that because I was interested on the Native American aspect, being Native American. So, and then you have an African man, which, that's different culture. So I think they kind of, even though it was written in America, they reached out to different cultures and made it kind of relatable for everybody as you went along and read it. It's definitely, I read a few more of the chapters than we needed to, just to kind of get into it just a little bit more. I knew the story, but I hadn't really read the novel stuff, so I wanted to get into that and understand a little bit more. But I definitely think it should be, just because it was a piece of American literature, it doesn't mean it can't be world literature, and I think it's a great example of it. And a lot of American literature should be considered world literature, and I just think the outreach, like I said, from being films and plays and everything else that's went on with it, definitely makes it a good piece of world literature, and should be considered that, and not just and obviously it can be considered American literature as well. I'm not saying that, but it also should be considered as a fine piece of world literature too. So anyway, that's kind of my take on that. Like I said, I enjoyed it. I like the stories stuff better. That's kind of reads a little easier than like an epic or something like that. Although this was kind of similar to an epic in a way, but it read easier for me, and it could follow a little bit better. And then just kind of knowing the story already definitely helps. So I think when you get into these readings, if there's other movies or something you can watch ahead of time, or just help you understand the kind of bigger narrative and everything else, and they write those, definitely help me understand. So anyway, I look forward to what everybody else has to say. Like I said, it's been great having everybody in class, and maybe we'll see another class down the road. Thanks. Bye.